Hey, this is Mo Smokes, and today we're finally going to talk about the PurjFam Pod. But before we do, make sure you are following me on Instagram, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you like this video, make sure you comment if you have a PurjFam Pod or you're planning on getting one, and make sure you're paying attention to the fact that I'm hitting this with a hammer and nothing is happening to the glass. So we'll get into that when we talk about the pros, but let's get into the review. All right, so the day is finally here, the PurjFam Pod review. And when I say finally here, I don't mean the amount of time that some of you that wanted this review have been waiting. I'm talking about the amount of time that it took from me first trying the PurjFam Pod to actually putting a review out. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. The first time I tried the PurjFam Pod and the first time I reviewed the PurjFam Pod was almost 2 years ago. So the manufacturer reached out to me and was like, hey, would you mind reviewing this prototype? Because we have this innovative new product and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, that sounds really cool. Let me try it out. He sent a unit over to me. I tried it out. I had pros and I had cons. Exact same format that I do on YouTube. I wrote everything up and I sent it back to him. To my surprise, he implemented all of the updates, like the cons, he addressed those. And then he sent me another version. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is really cool. Like, this is the first time that I've seen my feedback directly implemented into a Shisha. And I tried the second prototype and it was way better than the first one, but still had a couple of things. And then I sent more feedback. And then we got to the third prototype, which I actually think is this. I think this is the third prototype, because I think when he made the third prototype, he actually made it for my wife and her logo's on here. But I think this is a color that's coming out. We'll talk about that later. But the point is, I've had the PurjFam Pod for 2 years. And for those of you that follow me on Instagram, I've been subtly or not so subtly dropping hints for the past year or so. Whenever somebody asks me, so I do AMAs on Mondays, like ask me anything. Whenever people ask me like what the best travel shisha out there is, I'll give my answer, whatever it is at the time, right? So whether it's the A-Motion Roam or the Hoob Subatom, I'll always say it and then I'll say, but something better is coming. Or something better is coming soon. Or a new king is coming soon. I'll say something like that. This is what I was referring to. Because me, now that you know that I've had this for 2 years and I've been trying it out for 2 years and using it and not posting it for 2 years, I can finally let people in on the secret. This is it. The PurjFam Pod is the travel shisha. And I'll explain why, and we'll still go through the pros and cons and all that good stuff, but like, you'll see where I'm coming from, I think. All right, so I'm gonna put together like a fake unboxing for you because it's pretty simple. Come with me as we unbox the PurjFam Pod. The box looks like this. It actually comes in, there's like an outside protective cardboard thing where you like peel it off and it's really cool, but I did that part already, so you don't get to see me do that. The front of the box has Velcro on it, so you hear the, when you open it, box opens up, a note from the designer, not dishwasher safe, and then also remove lid to fill with water, tells you the steps there, tells you the water level right there. I actually put my water level closer to this one, put it like right above there. But then on the back, there's the general assembly and an explanation of all the parts. And you'll see that the PurjFam Pod comes pretty much fully assembled. And the first thing that you'll notice, besides the fact that the part that I hit with the hammer is completely fine, there's no scratches at all, like nothing. So it's glass, but when you tell people it's glass, people are like, oh, it's glass. I'm worried about that. You don't have to worry about that. I just hit it with a hammer multiple times and nothing happened to it. I also traveled to Egypt with it for 3 weeks. Well, specifically this one. I traveled to Egypt for 3 weeks and it still looks brand new. Like nothing happened to it. I actually took these two out just so that they'd be on top. They come in this baggie with extra seals, but basically these are plates for the bottom of the frame. So to take it apart, you just take off one side, and if it's tough or it's difficult to get it off if you just pull straight, try to pull at an angle like this, and then it comes right off. Same thing with the other side, pull at an angle. So that way you don't need Hulk strength to open it. But then once it gets to here, you can just pretty much pull. So this is like the outer shell. So this is the right side of the outer shell, the left side of the outer shell, and then this is the core. So the core is aluminum, the outside of the shell is aluminum, this is glass, this is metal. And then at the bottom, you have this plate that has a bunch of holes, and that actually is the diffuser. So when you pull, a bunch of little bubbles go through there. If you'd like to change it, all you gotta do is grab the other plate that comes with it, put it here like this, and then just pull up and it comes off. And then under that, there's a couple of things, and I'll just drop it like this. You'll see here inside, I don't know if you can see that. I hope you can see that. There's a hole here. So if you line up this piece with the big side over the hole, it's the least amount of restriction. Well, technically, I guess the least amount of restriction is with nothing at all. So like just this thing with nothing under it. But you want to put this piece on. You can either put it this way or this way. More restricted for the smaller side, less restricted for the bigger side. Put that in there. And then on top of that, you want to put this piece. So this way it actually seals it. And yes, I know it looks like it blocks it completely, but it's fine. And then you put the plate that you want. So either the plate that looks like this, which is just one big bubble, or the plate that looks like this, which is multiple small bubbles. Now I will say that both of these are pretty much the same restriction. It's just a different feeling when you're smoking. And keep in mind that if you don't use any of the plates, you can still, I mean, if you don't use either of these pieces, you can still use either of these plates for the absolute least amount of restriction. Just be warned that the Purge doesn't work as well or isn't as cool when there's nothing in there besides the top plate. You can't purge as hard as you want to, basically. And you want to purge as hard as you want to. So we're going to put this in here like this. We'll put this in here like this. And then we'll put, I guess, the solid. So that way at least one of them has the solid so you can see how that smokes. All right. And then we're just going to close it back up. The way I fill the water is I leave this shell on, tilt it to the side like this, and then just fill the water. And I fill the water up until between the bottom of it and the top of this small piece right here. So hopefully you can see that, but my water goes like right there. Close it back up. In case you were wondering, because I have multiple PurjFam pods here, the pieces are all like interchangeable. So if I want to use this shell on this, I can, and it looks like this. The grommet that comes with it looks like this. And the reason that it's so fat is because the bowl adapter part looks like this. Like this is the bowl port on the PurjFam pod without anything on it. It's pretty skinny, doesn't really work with bowls, and regular grommets won't fit on it. But the special grommet fits on it, and it makes it comfortable for bowls to sit. This one is basically just silicone that I use for the Exca because that's the only way the Exca fits on it. But there you see at the top, that's what it looks like. No grommet, the grommet that comes with it, and then just silicone. And when I say silicone, I mean like a silicone hose. Like I just cut it, and it's that size. Now, also, in case you were wondering if it was special effects that I was just hammering on this thing, yes, it's a pink hammer. Yes, it's my wife's hammer, but still a hammer. It's an 8-ounce hammer. Nothing at all, which is crazy. And it's not just like special effects, it's like all of them. Oh, there was water in that one. Okay. All right, so here I have a bowl packed, I have a Lotus 1 Plus 3, and I have the orange 26mm cubes. Here I have the Exca on the purple one, which is the setup that you're used to seeing if you follow me on Instagram. This is the setup that I had pretty much for all 3 weeks in Egypt. Super portable. The PurjFam fits right into a suitcase, right into a backpack, right into a small bag. That's the reason I had it everywhere I went in Egypt. Like, it's super portable. It's so small, and it fits most places. So like, you throw it into a backpack, you throw it into a suitcase between clothes, you throw it into a small bag like I was carrying everywhere I went in Egypt, and it's good to go. Now, let's talk about the performance. For those of you that are familiar with small shishas hit. And it's usually because the downstem is short, the stem itself is short, so a little pull goes a long way. So if you do a regular pull, it feels like you took a monster pull. So a regular pull looks like this. And then even if I do like a half pull or like a quarter pull, it looks like this. Advantages of having a small shisha. Now with this one, it's even more unique because there's no downstem. It actually smokes through the frame or the shell of the shisha. It feels like it's breathing. Obviously I showed you the setup with the plates, like you can change out the plates at the bottom. If you have all of the plates, meaning the one that's at the bottom with the hole that's bigger on one side, the hole that's small on the other side, if you put the one that's bigger on top of the hole and then put the plate over that, it's probably like a 3.5 or a 4 in terms of restriction. Now, you can also use it without the plates, as I mentioned earlier, and just use that top plate, whether it be the solid one or the one with lots of little holes. That is probably like a 2 out of 10 in terms of restriction, but also it doesn't allow you to fully purge. Like the PurjFam Purge is this. Like as hard as you want, and the smoke kind of goes in all directions. You can't really purge as hard as you want if those other plates are not below the plate at the top. So just a fair warning, make sure you keep that in mind. So if you're someone that likes very little restriction, you can remove the plates that are under that top plate and it smokes fine, but you just can't purge as hard as you want to purge. With those plates there, you can purge as hard as you want to purge. Now the draw itself is a little bit unique because there's initial restriction right when you start pulling, and then it's like it opens up and it actually can breathe. So initial restriction. That's nice. Let me show you the purge from the side, just so you get an idea of what it looks like. And let me do the same thing over here. Again, it has that really cool like 4-way purge where it purges from the top and bottom and left and right. And it just looks really cool. So pros, first of its kind design, no downstem, first of its kind, no downstem, which is really crazy. First of any kind with no downstem. It's portable, it's durable, which is a huge pro for people that want a travel shisha. Like you want it to be portable, you want it to be durable, you want it to be something that you can just, throw somewhere and forget about, and then, oh, here it is, and then pull it out of your bag. So other pros, you get huge clouds for the size. Like I said, this is a regular pull for me. I think that cloud was pretty big. Another pro is that it has these nice see-through panels so you can actually see while you're smoking what it looks like. And it's just visually appealing. Purge is visually appealing as well. Super clean, clears out the base. And the base is clear. Now let's talk about the cons. The first thing that might be interpreted as a con is the draw. So for those of you that aren't used to smoking the PurjFam, that initial restriction right when you start pulling might be a con to you. But the more you get used to it, the more you grow to like it. Like I actually love the draw on this, but it's not like a German shisha or a Russian shisha or even like a KM. It's completely unique. Another con, because it's so small, the water warms up around the hour 15, hour 30 mark. I suggest putting cold water as cold as you can. If you're gonna smoke outside, it's okay to put ice in the base. There's no downstem, so the ice isn't touching the downstem, so it doesn't actually make the bowl colder, like it's not trying to counteract the heat. So then in turn, another con might be that you have shorter sessions than you would typically get in a shisha that is full size or, tabletop size. All right, enough about the pros and cons. Let's actually talk about the PurjFam a little bit more before we close out. The colors that you're seeing. So this is the traditional color scheme where it's black on one side and then there's a color on the other side. Now this color can be purple, it can be blue, it can be silver, I think is the other color that came in the base colors. And then we also have this like almost Lamborghini purple one. This almost Lamborghini purple one is not released yet, but it is coming. And then there's also a few more interesting colors coming. I'm trying to figure out what I can and should say in terms of the colors that are coming. I don't know, maybe we'll get like a red one and it'll be special. I don't know, we'll see. Make sure you keep an eye out on the PurjFam page. Make sure you follow them on Instagram, check out their website. I'll put links in the description for where you can buy it, what codes you can use to save you some money. Also, customer service on the PurjFam is phenomenal. It's like unlike anything I've ever seen. So if you ever have any issues with your PurjFam pod, you can reach out to PurjFam on Instagram. You can reach out to them through their website and they actually help you out and it's pretty awesome. So if something broke or something's not working the way that you expect it to work or what have you, like it's covered. There's also a warranty on them. So again, if something happens, reach out to PurjFam and they'll take care of you. Their customer service is super, super responsive. Let me know in the comments if you've already picked one up, or if you want to pick one up, or if it looks interesting to you. I'm just going to take a couple pulls from each one and we'll close out the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.